Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday live stream. I am your host, LaserPants, also known as Ryan. Good to see you all here. Hope your week is going good so far. Happy hump day to you. Hello, Chet. How's it going? Stormfire Blizzard. Right back at you, buddy. Good to see you. Secret Wars figures are cool. That's a good wave. Cutthroat. What's going on, Robert? Rogue Killer. Kaiju Daddy. Figure Fight Club, Hulk Knight. What's up, guys? I have a very, very special guest tonight. I haven't talked to him on a stream in a little while. It's been a little while. His channel's been a little dormant lately, but I think he's going to make a comeback very soon. But first, let's bring him on this show. You know him. You love him. It's Chad. Right. Whoa! What an entrance! I love that.
Yeah, all right.
Now, welcome back, man. Toy room set up. Look at that.
Kinda. Right? Yeah.
Looks good. I like the new setup.
This is Walt Disney magic right here. Yeah.
Oh,
It's Imagineering. Don't look anywhere else but this corner, and you're good.
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Setting up a toy room from scratch when you're a collector like you or me, and we've been doing this for so long, it is an undertaking.
Yeah, it is a daunting task. I was telling you backstage before you hit the go live button that just to do this, I was up till 1:30 last night. So this was like 7 hours of solid work with Jacob Real, who's in the chat. He came over and helped me out.
Nice.
Yep.
Right off the bat, we got Curb Stomp Films here with the member chat. Thanks, man. He says, let's... Wait, I got to use this one. Hold on. I really like this one. Let's f***ing go! Let's go, Chat Holes. Chat Holes.
Buddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how did that start? What's the Chat Hole? I don't know the Chat Hole lore.
It just started on my channel. You know, you got like the hashtag 3POA for live. Somebody said Chad Hole. I was a Chad Hole, and that was it.
Gotcha.
You're a Chad Hole too.
What's that?
You're a Chad Hole too.
Am I?
Yeah, you're a channel member by default.
Hey, Soul Brother, thank you for becoming a channel member. Welcome to channel membership. Stay tuned for the member exclusive after show tonight. It's going to pop off about probably 5-10 minutes after this one ends. It's going to be really quick tonight. I'm not going to make you wait. Oh, God, look who's here. This guy's out of control. Elite legend.
Yeah.
If it isn't Laser Shill, he says.
He was sniping at you today. I saw it. I synced it.
He's a traitor.
Yeah.
He turned on me, Chad. He turned on me.
Well, hopefully he doesn't turn on me. So we'll see.
Kaiju Kitty says that, did you just call me Kaiju Daddy? Did I? I may have. It is very possible. Maybe.
I wasn't listening. I was sneaking off that way to make my entrance. So I'm sorry.
V. Conley, thanks for the super chat. He says Fellowship of the Dollies.
The Dollies. Yep.
He's got a nice new DFW patch.
Yep.
For the upcoming. In fact, you're having Greg on your show. Have you announced that yet, or is that members only? I forget. Oh God, did I spoil it?
Nah, go ahead. It's fine.
Greg Brown of DFW GI Joe show coming on your channel Sunday.
Yep.
I spoiled it. Oh, I'm such an ass.
That's fine. This is fine.
I'm sorry, Chet.
Give away
It's
all
fine.
my
Everything's fine here now. How are you?
How are you?
Thank you, V. Conley. Jeff Wheat, thank you for the super chat. Ryan and Chad, two greats together again. You're too kind, Jeff. Thank you.
Gotta love Jeff.
Oh, man, he was a hit at the last toy show over here.
Yeah,
he had a booth,
money.
and he was moving I mean, nothing over retail. He had the deals, and everyone at that show loved him, man. Let me tell you.
That's good. Yeah, that's the way to move that product, right?
Hey, when I go to a toy show, it ain't to hang on to stuff. It's to get rid of it. So make me an offer.
Deal.
Yep. Ramen Toy, our buddy Ace, member for 21 months. Thank you, Ace. He says, haven't seen you guys live for a while. What's up? Just got back. Met Kaiju Daddy. Will watch for as long as I can before heading to ramen production. Awesome. Working on those musks.
Hi.
Working on those tanks. Can't wait. Thank you, Ace, very much. Jeez. You know, I wasn't even really ready for this, but we're going to start the show off right, I guess, Chad. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. I got my big boy pants on.
We got Figure Fight Club with 10 3POA podcast memberships. Oh my God, that's insane. He gets the hearts, apparently. I didn't know it was hearts. Hashtag no homo. Who got those gifted memberships? TNT Skate, Cutthroat Comics, Harry O, B&B Toys, Eggs and Flapjacks, Bronzer, I'm Reloading, Alpha Red, Texas 1911, Aquan, Daryl B, and John Bluesnick Jr., not senior. Welcome to channel membership, thanks to Figure Fight Club. Come on, Chad. Don't be like Bobby.
I don't have glasses.
Weren't you in a band?
Yeah, I don't have my glasses.
All right, fine.
Immediately when you started, I did look to my side where they used to be, and they're not there.
Your room is not set up.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, Abby. Go ahead.
That's it.
No, that's all you got.
It's not. I was done.
It's not.
I was done.
True Star Screamer, you know it'd be LaserPants and chill time with me and the missus. It'd be good to see Chad and let the Super7 wake begin. When he is here, I have to sax him up. So, thank you, True Star Screamer. Appreciate you very much.
Oh.
Do we have to make that noise? Can we not?
Yeah.
Can we not?
It's like, oh yeah.
RC Archaeologist, thank you for the super chat. He says, first time caller, long time listener, 3POA for life.
Yeah.
Thank you, RC Archaeologist. Appreciate you very much. We are through the super chats. Usually we do a little segment called Let Me Show You Something, but we have already almost 300 people watching. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Let's get right into our main topic. In fact, this week, Let Me Show You Something, new toy pickups will be exclusive to members only after this. So channel members, stay tuned for that because I got a pile of stuff here.
Nice.
Let me tell you, Monday, like 6 packages showed up, and my wife was giving me the eye when I got home. Like, what did you do? I'm like, just relax. It just happened to all come on the same day.
It happens.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into it, Chad. Have you heard of this toy company called Super7? Yeah. Now, I just want to say, I know we've been covering them a lot lately, okay? But they've been in the news. They've been putting themselves in the news. we recently covered their layoffs and their claims of there was claims of tariffs, Chad. Tariffs
Yeah, I
100% caused the layoffs. We kind of questioned that a little bit. And then the other day, they made an official statement on Instagram. And here it is.
Email. Yeah, I got the email.
Okay. I'm not on their mailing list, okay? They deleted me from it. I was never on it. But they put
I
this
bought
up.
a T-shirt from them once. You saw it at DFW last year because Bobby was like, "Pick that shirt off," and I said, "No."
Yeah.
Right. But
that was funny. You were not allowed to buy product in that shirt.
And I still did.
So Super7 sends out this email and posts it on their socials.
Yep.
And listen, I'm just going to read it. It says, "To our valued Super7 supporters, last week was really hard. As you may have heard, we had to make the difficult decision to let team members go." Oh, we heard about it, all right. Yep. These are people who were doing the best work in the industry, none of whom deserve to be let go. I want to be clear that this reduction in staff is a direct result of the tariffs applied to our industry. The preceding 6 months before the tariff announcement had been Super7's best since the inception of the company nearly 24 years ago.
That might come back into play later.
Yeah. Then the landscape changed overnight. Now, I don't want to rehash a show that I just did recently, okay? But I've been through it a couple times, and we all know it as collectors. If you've ever been to Big Bad Toy Store, EntertainmentEarth.com, other various retailers, the clearance aisle at Walmart, you have seen, by the way, Ross, you have seen like a glut of product at ridiculously reduced prices. I'm talking 90% off.
Yeah.
Okay. Under $10 for an Ultimates figure, which is usually $55 plus. Reaction figures at Ross for under $5, they're usually $20. Okay. You see them canceling pre-orders. They didn't meet a minimum for Power Rangers. And I think the other one was Transformers. They didn't meet a minimum order quantity for this stuff. Canceled it. Said, sorry, it's not going to happen. The Cobra Mothership. It bears repeating that. The Cobra Mothership goes up as a Kickstarter. Doesn't he, I think it funded like a fraction of the minimum.
HasLab pricing at Super7 quality. Yeah.
Yeah. And not to mention, you go on any social media post, and it's rife with disgruntled customers.
Oh yeah,
yelling about the poor QC. They're raising prices. They're charging $55 for Snarf, who's 25% the size of Lion-O. You know.
Yeah.
Omar brings it up. Good point, Omar. The Simpsons line. They never did the main family. They did variants and weird characters. Like they never got to the main family. They heard the criticisms, and Brian responded to that and said, well, these are the ones that we want to do.
Yeah.
And the fans screamed, but we're the ones with the money that you want.
Yeah.
You should do what we want.
It was the same thing with the Primer Hawks, right? The Silver Hawk,
Primer
Hawk. And then with the Thundercats, Wave 3 became Wave 2, because where the hell was Wave 2? And yeah, it was crazy stuff. Yeah. And I don't even collect those lines, and I still saw it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. There was a few things from Super7 that I thought, man, I would really like to have that, but I couldn't pull the trigger because of their history.
Yeah.
Right.
I backed that Mothership. I've said it openly numerous times. I did back it. So.
The Salad Bowl of Doom.
Yeah.
According to Robert.
Yep.
Shout out to Robert in Infinite Realm. Okay, so this continues on. Make no mistake, the tariff is a tax on American companies and the American consumer. The people who lost their jobs last week were Americans across 16 different states. The 145% tariff effectively shut our business down. bringing new inventory, leaving the factory to zero, compounded by massive tariffs on pre-order product already on the water, headed to consumers. This week's change in tariff to 30% is still a massive increase to this industry that requires significant change to work within. Okay. 145% tariff is effectively an embargo.
Yep.
Right? He says that the 145% tariff was charged to them with product that was already on the water.
But was it? Yeah, on the water, not at the port. Because what did a lot of other companies do with their stuff that was already making its way across the ocean? They just put a pause on it, right?
Now listen. If it was already on the water, that tariff didn't impact you. Now this is what I've been told by people that were shipping. Yeah. So if it's in China and the 145% tariff hits, right, and then it leaves, then yes, you're charged 145. But if it's already on the water, you're charged what the tariff was at when it was on the dock in China, right?
There you go.
So, and this is from someone, this is not my, I'm not making this up. This is from people who actually ship product from China.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So
there's no informed decisions around here. It's all grifting. Come on.
Why? Everyone that I spoke to, it seemed the general consensus that the 145% was not going to last. It was a negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's all it was. Everybody, yeah.
Most companies said, okay, don't ship my product. Keep it there until this gets figured out.
Yep.
If they ship product knowing they were going to be charged 145%, and what 1 or 2 shipments that they got in 1 month would cause them to lay off half their staff, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
Or you're lying. Which one is it?
Well, I know what it is. I'm sure you know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody put that on
James
blast.
Morrow, hold on. James Morrow says, didn't Bobby pay the extra $11,000 himself for product that was already on the water on its way to the U.S.? Yes. That was not 145%.
Nope.
That was not 145% of his shipment. That fell under I believe the initial 30, or was it 40 before they... Yeah. That was not 145%. It would have been a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
If it was, yeah. A container or two full of toys is a lot more than that. Okay. So, continuing on, Chad.
Yes.
He says, this week's change in tariff to 30% is still a massive increase to the industry that requires significant change to work within. And we are seeing price increases from other companies. 30%, it's not a little bit, it's 20% more than what it was in January.
Yeah.
Right? So it's 20% of the manufacturing costs, not of retail price. We have to say that again and again and again, because still people think it's, 30% of a $25 Marvel Legend. No, it's 30% of what Hasbro paid for that Marvel Legend to be made.
Right.
And that is a fraction of retail price. So the letter continues on. So what does this mean for Super7? Well, it means we need to be smaller and focus on the core of our business while being very specific about what we make. This allows Super7 to be safe for the future and continue to deliver the awesome product we are known for. We still believe in the joy that making toys brings to all of us. We believe that the future will be better, and we look forward to continuing to deliver on that joy for the future. We hope to see you there with us, Brian Flynn.
So if they already had a lot of stuff at deep discount and clearance, I mean, isn't this just helping them clean up a little bit?
I suppose. Also, he says they laid off the best in the industry, these artists, right? And we're going to talk about a few of them. And this is not, Maximilian, I saw your comment. We are not criticizing any of the artists or employees that work there or formerly worked there. No, not at all.
Yeah.
This isn't about them. They're not the ones up top making the decisions. But if he's laying off the best, but then he says he thinks the best is yet to come. What are you talking about? You just said you laid off the best in the industry.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Sounds like it's a strategic downsize to cut costs and eventually chapter 13.
It sounds like it's not not letting this go to waste, right? He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Elite Legend says, what a rage-baiting couple of grifters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in your name, Chad.
It even says it right there.
Yeah.
Look at it.
What the hell?
I mean, I did just get accused of that, like 2 days ago, so it's still kind of fresh.
Yeah. Are you rage-baiting? I'm not enraged.
Well, that's because of the other topic. All I did was I posted the article and I said, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm a rage-baiting grifter.
All right. Well, as the great LeVar Burton once said, but don't take my word for it. That's a Reading Rainbow quote, Chad. I don't know if you remember. Maybe you were too old. You were
no,
because
I almost said read a book, mother.
Don't take my word for it. Because some former employees decided to take to social media to give their thoughts. The first one being Umlaut. Now, I actually don't know this guy's real. Actually, I do know it. Because I believe Umlaut, former Super7 employee, is
Brian Liu.
Yeah. And this is something posted on LinkedIn, which I don't have LinkedIn. Okay, this was sent to me by someone else in the toy industry, and no, it wasn't Bobby Valla. And yes, I will keep them anonymous.
I like how you always have to say that. Right?
I have to, because everyone's like, oh,
it wasn't. Yeah.
Because when I got the pictures of those prototype heads of
I remember.
What was that guy with the wings? Nemesis Immortal, and I posted. I was like, "Oh, Bobby was at the factory in China, and he sent you those." Huh?
We made fun of somebody, and then he struck us both down. That was a good times. Remember that? That was a good time.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing was people were saying, "Oh, Bobby sent those to you from the factory in China."
No,
it's like, no, he didn't. Stupid. Anyway, okay. So Brian Liu takes to LinkedIn. And he says, and this is his response to the Super7 post and email. He says, so why was I and other staff members laid off during those most successful, in quotes, preceding 6 months?
And there it is, kids.
Before the tariffs, Chad.
Before. Right there, black and white. I went to look at his Facebook to see if it was on his Facebook, and that's private. So no dice there. But right there, black and white.
He continues on. This is
suck.
Yeah, it sucks to suck. He continues on. This is the most tone deaf thing I've ever seen from a former employer.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
That is ridiculously dirty. Like, writes this whole long, eloquent letter of, victimhood. And then this guy sees this freaking letter and he's like, what the shit, man?
Yeah, you still work there, Brian. I bet you didn't take a pay cut.
Good for him for calling that out, because that's that bullshit right there.
And this is also on the heels of, now these are rumors, and I have yet to confirm the rumors, although a former Super7 employee did reach out to me in DMs and tell me that everything we said on the last show was spot on. Okay?
Yep.
I'm not going to say who that was. Unless they're here and they want me to. But, they told us everything we said was spot on, okay? And we were told that across the board, everyone received a 20% pay cut and told the state, not to work on Fridays. So that's a big cut in pay. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
So this is LinkedIn, and then on the bottom here is a comment from this guy. Now this is Kyle.
Remember. Yeah.
Cosmic Legion name, Volodiga. I'm sure I'm butchering it, and I apologize. I don't mean to.
Kyle.
I just don't know how to. Yeah, Kyle. Now he was a victim of the layoffs, and it sucks, man. And I hope he finds something. I hope he finds work fast and something that he enjoys doing. He was a designer and I believe the art director at Super7 before he got laid off. I've heard nothing but praise about his work on the Ghost figures. Like Ghost, the fans of the band Ghost, I've never heard them, but they're like a metal band. Fans of that band love what this guy did at Super7 with the Ghost figures. Like, they're great, apparently. But he also commented on Brian Liu's LinkedIn post, and he says, curious to see how the next 6 months plays out. If the previous 6 months were the most successful ever for Super7, when they were laying people off, well, curious to see how the next 6 months plays out, because, it's just very telling when on the same day you put this letter out, former employees start to hit the internet, because you don't often see this in the toy industry unless your name is Bobby Valla and you do it every week on the 3POA podcast. But you don't often see people ranting about their former employer that laid them off or saying anything. So this is very telling, right?
Yeah, but when they stab you in the back like that with that kind of bullshit letter, and you're not beholden to them anymore, chuck them under the bus. Why not? I mean, the truth will set you free, right? At some point, it's all going to come out in the wash. It's all on the wheel, man.
Yep. That's right. Now, there's more comments on this LinkedIn post and some from Instagram. But first, guys, I want to go to the chat because people are commenting on this. First of all, Grizzly Nightmare 80, thanks for the super chat. I pre-ordered a Hanna-Barbera Godzilla statue from Diamond Select Toys through BBTS site. I assume with the acquisition, it won't be fulfilled now. Diamond Select Toys was totally shut down and everyone was laid off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now the company that bought Diamond Select is they own NECA. So I don't know. It's not likely that those licenses just transfer over to them. They may have to sign new deals with their licensors. Hanna-Barbera.
You might get it, but you might be waiting a hot minute to get it. If you get it.
And then, so if you have stuff pre-ordered from Diamond Select, at this point, I'd say it's not likely and that you'll ever receive it unless NECA maybe picks up the reins and can make this stuff, acquire the molds and everything, which they should be able to do if they're going to do it. But it's just all about that license, baby.
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on, And the reality of it is, you talked about it. We've talked about it. You and I've talked about it. Like, a lot of this is the toy collecting hobby trying to renormalize, right? After the whole lockdown explosion in profits, it's trying to shrink back down and normalize to where it should be. But the companies, I don't care if they're indies or the massive two corporations, they're still trying to keep, right, those lockdown profits. It's a complete imbalance. Like, I mean, if you got to break it to build it back up, then friggin' break it. But at some point, it becomes untenable. I mean, we're going to talk about the Hasbro thing, so that's going to come back around again here in a minute. But
sure. Yeah, it does seem like kind of almost like a reset of the toy industry.
It needs it, man. I understand that we all like our dollies and everybody likes stuff, but at some point it's unhealthy because
it's a lot.
Just the tactics that the corporations are using now to try to keep those profits up, it flies in the face of real, true creativity and inspiration for things. And it's just like, fuck it, nostalgia, crank it out. And you saw that with Super7. You said yourself, all this stuff on deep discount, clearance, because they're just putting stuff out, hoping that we're going to sell whatever we can, as much as we can. We want that lockdown money. No, it's not a thing. Look at what happened with fucking Funko Pops, right? Like the syphilis of collecting. They buried what $34 million worth of shit in a landfill because it was cheaper than keeping it.
It wasn't 30. It was like 3 million, if I remember right.
My bad. They
still that's a lot. Yeah,
millions of dollars worth of product in a landfill because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to just ET that shit.
Yep.
You know, and that's Funko. Like old people have a Funko or two, and kids have Funkos. You know, it's like
how many you got
into real collecting? 3, I think 3.
You're not a real collector.
I've Cobra Commander, Baroness, and I don't know.
What do you?
He-Man and Battle Cat.
What do you do with them?
They're all the mams.
Okay, that's cool. Key Collects, thanks for becoming a channel member. Stay tuned for the after show. Member exclusive. Yeah, thank you very much. True Star Screamer says, between this and Diamond Select, a lot of talent are out there now. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of layoffs. And I also heard there was some layoffs at Funko. Speak of Funko. I heard that too. I can't substantiate that. I don't know if that was printed in an article somewhere. But
I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It seems like the industry is shrinking and the tariffs aren't helping.
No, but it's also a damn good excuse generator for them, as we saw with Brian Flynn. Like if you're already having challenges again because of you don't want the bloat to go down from COVID, and then there's tariffs. I mean, what are you going to do? You're not going to blame your business model because that's literally saying I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Then they're going to go, oh, tariffs. Oh God, I'm a victim. Yeah. There you
go. Thank you, producer Scott. He just let me know. We got over 500 watching on a Wednesday. Thank you, everyone. Please do hit that like button.
You're welcome.
New, subscribe. I know. They wanted to see you, Chad. You're back.
Yeah.
You're back on the tubes.
Yeah, I know some people aren't happy about that, but I don't care. So,
Grizzly Nightmare says, thank you for the super chat. Should Diamond Select Toys blame tariffs also? No, they were in bankruptcy before the tariffs. Oh, but yes.
Just let them do it. Just blame them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the tariffs aren't having any effect. Of course they are. But with Super7, like we covered on the last show, not the last show, but a week ago, I think it was, their problem started way before there was any tariffs. Oh my God. Look who's here. I got to pull up my...
Yeah, look who's here.
Hey. Oh, who is that?
It's Callie.
Hey, Callie. But look who else is here. Yo, Joe Jerk! Thank you so much for being a channel member for 11 months. He says, it's Chad and Laser Pantaloons.
It's me.
What's up, Jerk? Now, I'm going to be over on Jerk's channel on Monday. Hanging out with him and Toy Gains and some other YouTubers. I don't know if they've announced it yet. I'm not going to say.
You're just giving everything away, man.
I know. I'm nervous now.
Never tell Ryan secrets, man.
Never tell me secrets. I'm telling you. Toy Gains, if the Newcastle Network didn't invest $25 million to them in 2023, would Super7 even be here? That's a good question. I think that's helped them kind of float by since then, because it's been a rough patch for Super7. People just aren't buying their stuff. I had a certain comic shop manager reach out to me and tell me, well, actually, did he say it on his show? See, I can't remember, so I'm not gonna say, but their stuff doesn't sell. It doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell.
It doesn't. James Morrow, CJ James says, okay, but Bobby decided to eat that himself and not pass that 11,000 on to us. That's true, but that was not 145% tariff, and if it was, he wouldn't have been able to ship that stuff because he would have been in the hole. He'd have been in the hole or raised prices significantly. But yeah, to a certain point, companies can absorb it. But 145, that's like I said, that's just an embargo. That means nothing. That means nothing's coming over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But again, right, see back to the previous conversation, it was intentional to bring China to the table.
Yeah.
There you go. Done, right?
Mm-hmm. Father and Son Galaxy, thank you for the super chat. This statement is a blatant insult to all of our intelligence and proof how stupid they think we are.
That's my dog. I'm sorry. That's
okay.
why, right? Again, previous conversations, previous videos. That's why these corporations want fans. They don't want customers or consumers. They want fans because fans become advocates and they defend that kind of mentality. How many people have we seen online today over the past couple days, like vehemently defending Super 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking Super 7 fans, man. And it's the same with, Hasbro has them, Mattel has them, everybody has, even Valaverse has them. I mean, let's be honest, but everybody's got them.
They do.
Now, granted, that's what companies want, but that's the end result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they think you're stupid. That's why Hasbro took a 50th anniversary Snake Eyes figure and called it retro when it wasn't O-ring, pissed a bunch of people off, put a version 2 Snake Eyes on a version 1 Snake Eyes card and said, fuck it, they'll buy it, and just threw it in Walmart's because they don't care.
Wasn't it Super 7 that was using AI art on their card backs? And
Hasbro.
Yeah, but Super 7 did it on which character?
Wild Bill.
Wild Bill, and he had like 6 fingers, and
yeah, he had 6 fingers, but so did the classified Televiper and Flint.
Yeah,
they both used AI. Yeah,
probably because they laid off all their artists. Right? Oh my God, it's the ma'am. I don't have a theme song for her, but I wish I did.
That's okay. Do you find the one for Judge Dredd?
Ooh. I don't have that, but I have this. And that's all I can play.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'll play that tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Well, you guys have fun tonight. I'm out of here.
We are having fun. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Be safe.
I will, always.
All right.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Oh, yeah, there it is. The man. Hey, now. Hello, night. Oh, they turned the camera off. Hold on. And that's all I can play.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see here. We got True Grit Customs, who talked about him on the last show. He made a comment, and Brian Flynn actually commented on his Instagram post about this. And oh boy, that was a bad look. But he says Flynn is really coming across like a wank. Awesome product. What exactly would that have been? If anyone likes the product, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, enjoy it, buy it, have fun with it, put it on your shelf.
Yeah, like what you like.
Good.
It's not crapping on the people who like the stuff.
Right. That's not what this is about at all. This is just like the toy industry is gross sometimes, and that's what this is right here. In fact, let's get back to it. I'm going to put the chat back on hold, guys. So on that same LinkedIn post, there was more comments. We got the one from Kyle, and now I don't know if these other people were former employees as well. I don't use LinkedIn. Do you have to like work? I don't know.
Well, obviously,
I work.
Registered nurse is not a Super 7 former employee. Right? So some of them like process of elimination.
But this guy, product design and development manager, he says if only the last 6 months were actually strategized,
yes,
strategized correctly. An excuse is all. I smell something rotten, and then Pring. I don't know.
Spring Sickman. The Spring.
Executive producer of the documentary licensing. I'm so happy you spoke up. So many don't, and because of that, companies are free to move as recklessly as they want to be. Good for you. Tell your story. We're listening. Look at that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with speaking up about these companies. Why are you picking on toy companies? Well, because this channel's about toys. That's why.
It's discretionary income. If you're
Right.
taking your discretionary money that you could have put in savings or, into some new freaking patio furniture and you
Hookers and
decide
blow.
to buy dollies and your dollies are shit, you're allowed to feel a way about that. That's it.
Sure. And if you're an employee that was working their ass off trying to put out good product and pushing back against Brian Flynn, and then he fires you, and then he makes that post on Instagram and sends an email out to all the email contacts they have, yeah, you can speak out about that. And
you're allowed to
they
be
are,
pissed.
and they should. Yeah. You
Be
absolutely. They have a right to be pissed more than anyone else, really.
100%.
They lost their freaking jobs.
That's their livelihood. Yeah, that's the roof over their fucking head. It's like, it's not good.
Yeah. And, I had some people ask me, "Oh, are you going to have a Super7 like ex-employee on the show?"
Yeah, I saw your reply.
The thought did cross my mind, but then it's like that feels kind of scummy on my part to go out like I'm chasing ambulances. Like, hey, come on my show, and the open invitation to anyone that wants to, right? Of course, but I just feel like going after him and asking is kind of. That didn't feel right.
Would that make you a rage baiting grifter?
No, maybe. I don't know.
No, gotta try harder.
I just want to talk about this stuff because I'm fascinated by it. Right?
Yeah, same.
And by the way, like, is there anyone else talking about it really in our sphere?
I mean, there was
I don't know.
Some group of dudes had Kyle on, and
Oh yeah,
softball questioned the shit out of it. Yeah, didn't watch it. Just again, right? Secondhand.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway, so as far as as this lady is saying, tell your story. You can tell it here if you want. Reach out to me. I'm on Instagram. You can email me. It's listed in the channel description. Okay.
We all know Veebs has got Flynn's back.
Oh, I'm sure he'll talk to Flynn about it. Yeah.
They have that freaking podcast or whatever that they do together.
Yeah, I don't think it's happened lately.
Oh darn.
Now, Umlaut, Brian Liu also posted on his Instagram, and these were this is on the Super7 post from Instagram.
Ooh.
And these are some of so he basically said the same thing on Super7's Instagram account. Where he says, "So why was I and other staff members laid off during those most successful preceding 6 months before," in all caps, "the tariffs?" A lot of comments here. This guy, exactly. "I'm so sorry. This is complete bullshit because it's not about them. It's greed. It's all BS." It's not about the tariffs, he's saying. It's greed. It's all BS. Dick Slider. Good name. That's funny.
He stole my gamer tag.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You always wonder if the owners take a payout to keep a few employees. My guess is no. Pay cut. This guy here, Steven's Toy Review, says, "I'm going to come in swinging in here. I think I know who you are just with context. It's easy to see and look at the history. With what they published and mysteriously isn't around anymore the last 6 months, sure." So from what I understand, I think Brian worked on a lot of their music figures. I'm sure someone in the chat's correcting me right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bob Bobson says Retro Blasting did a whole video on the tariffs.
Oh, good. I'll have to check that out. We actually did several videos on the tariffs, Bob. Check those out too while you're at
Bob.
it. Let's see here. Hold on. This guy comes in and says, "You don't work there." Well, not anymore, dude.
No
Jeez,
shit.
what a douche.
That's the whole point, man.
Spill the tea. This guy says shareholders, they come first. No, Super7 doesn't. They're not a publicly traded company. They don't have shareholders.
Now that is factual, just not in the case of Super7. So.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's
in the case of Hasbro, yes, but this is about Super7.
Right.
This guy says Super7 is just like other companies using the tariffs to excuse cutting losses while raising prices. Maybe had they not produced so many different Ultimates lines at $60 a figure, plus reaction lines, they wouldn't have been laying off months before the tariffs. This is a smokescreen. Even if they just did the licenses they had already well, like Silverhawks, which they botched, right? G.I. Joe, The Simpsons, which they botched. It could have been different. And I'm sorry, there's no way a reaction figure should be $20. That's ridiculous. What the hell? You know?
Yeah.
Why is it $20, Chad? You buy them.
What, reaction figures?
You're rich, though.
All of that is laughable. I bought a few reaction figures and I tore them apart and made customs.
Yep. Say it loud for the Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yep.
It appears Super7 is using Donald as a scapegoat to hide their flaws. And I'm not. By the way, I've already said I'm not saying that tariffs aren't having an effect on the industry. They are.
Right.
They are. But this is Super7's scapegoat. This is finger pointing. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I think I already read this one. Well, anyway, let's get back to the chat. HJC. Now, this is in regards to what Super7 typed up on their Instagram. He says this is what you call a word salad. Joe says, side note, Big Bad Toy Store has raised all of their clearance prices for Super7 figures in the past 3 months. Silverhawks Wave 3 went from $134 to $165. Big Bad has raised their prices on everything. Mad Hatter says, Flying Lion Brian is full of shit. Mad Hatter says, tariffs killed my dog. I know Mad Hatter had to deal with tariffs recently. Look at this. Look what he did. He got Flipor.
Yep.
And the Champions of Nefarity. Now, apparently I need to get the gold one because yours truly is on the packaging art for the gold Flipor. Check this bad boy out. Look at this. Look at me shilling for Flipor, which I paid for. It wasn't free.
Yeah, you
should have been.
You don't shill properly. That's not how you do it.
My shill game is not on point.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we will.
Points.
Jersey Maniac says, I don't understand how anyone at Shithead7 thought this letter was a good idea. Did they really think the former employees who paid for Flynn's incompetence were just going to ignore it?
Good point.
Good point. Suka says, how many companies will abuse the word tariff for the next 6 months while they fire people and raise prices?
A lot.
Jedi Ben, thanks for the super chat. It sounds like Flynn poorly runs a company based in California, let alone in San Francisco, and hiding failures behind a virtue signal, or he lost his investors. Well, see, the thing about investors is that they have to get their money back and gain money on their investment, right?
That's how you lose investors. Yeah, when they don't get their money back and a profit. Yeah. That's how you lose those. Yeah. Could you imagine the cost of doing business in San Francisco? Like if you're freaking hurting that bad, and there's other examples. I don't know if you at some point you want to talk about that one that I sent you, but there's a lot of like, you know, if you're hurting that bad, man, move out of San Francisco. I mean, Ryan's hero moved out of San Francisco. So, you know, Super7 could.
Who's my hero?
Nerdrotic.
Oh, okay. He's in San Francisco? He moved out?
It's a joke. Let it go.
Yeah. I don't actually like him.
That's why I said it, man.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You know, we'll make some plushies. It'll be cool. It'll be fun.
God, not that thing. Jason's Electric says, got email today. My pre-order Diamond Select Archangel is supposed to ship in August. Hey, great.
Cross your fingers, man. That's
hopefully
cool.
It was on the water then when they closed up shop, and you'll still get it somehow.
Yeah. They're going to have to bring somebody in to man that warehouse, though.
That Archangel looked beautiful, by the way. Like Diamond Select makes excellent looking figures.
They do.
Yeah. They did. Sad. Logan Holmberg says, thank you for the member chat, sir. He says, so Super7 probably going down the tubes. Please tell me Funko Pops will also follow suit soon.
We just discussed that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Funko will probably weather the storm. I don't know. I mean, they're not a private company anymore. They are publicly traded. They're on the stock market. Yeah. I think they can.
Plus, they deleted a lot of warehouse space, so Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Holy crap, Maximilian Tucker. Thank you so much for 5 3POA podcast channel memberships. We got Brian Stevenson, Justin Mohan, Matt with 2 T's, LaserPants, myself,
Whoa.
and Christopher Kelly all got channel memberships. I should unsubscribe so I don't get those because, I don't need them.
It's like membership inception.
Yeah, thank you, Max, for 5 gifted memberships. If they're watching, they can stay tuned for the after show. We're going to keep going after we're done here. Let's open some toys. Says independent toy manufacturers will be successful due to prioritizing product over profit. It's true. The larger toy companies have shareholders to answer to. Thus, shareholders equal profit over product. Well, independent toy companies at 145% tariff are all out of business. They're done. 30%, I think a lot of them can weather the storm. I think you'll probably see some price hikes. Not 30% of the retail price, but I think you'll see prices going up. And actually, I think Hasbro and Mattel will be just fine. I think they're just going to pivot more to other stuff like they've done before. Hasbro already doesn't want to make toys. We already know they want to be a digital content company. Chris Cox said it with his own mouth, his own tiny little mouth that's in the center of his big giant head. That's what he said.
Where did he come from? That's not a shock, right? He came from freaking Microsoft,
right.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I'm look, you're the one that's giving away everybody's secrets. They did come out and say we almost just pulled the plug on a bunch of these IPs. So
we're gonna get to that in just a minute.
I know we're gonna, but for anyone who thinks, oh, they're not gonna do this, they won't do that, you don't know shit. You know nothing. Yeah.
They will do it. Yeah.
Ask somebody who's been in a G.I. Joe for decades.
Right. Blue Serendipity, thank you for the member chat. Samantha, love you both. Can't wait to see you next month. Glad you're back, Chad.
Aw, thanks. Good to see you.
Love you too. Can't wait for next month. DFW G.I. Joe show in Dallas, Texas. Gonna be lit, fam. On God, we be bussing for real.
What did you make for DFW? Poker chip?
I made some badass poker chips. Here. Want to see one?
Yes. I
got a big old sack.
You my stickers because they're.
This is my sack. It's a velvety, nice red sack.
Let me see your smooth sack.
There's a few things in here. One of them is the 3POA poker chip, which you can only get at DFW G.I. Joe show in June.
Yeah.
The 3POA hooligans, limited supply, very limited. Okay. So be there early. Be there on Friday for sure. Saturday morning, maybe there'll be some left. I'll be at the Valaverse booth all weekend. Shilling for Valaverse, just like Elite Legend says I am. He says, I guess viewers like people of Chad's ilk. Yes.
You're damn straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man of the people, kids.
John Garrett makes a great point. Spin Master showed some awesome 1978 Superman Kenner-esque retro figures. I think they just showed it today. That's when I saw it.
Yeah.
But they're doing Kenner style, Christopher Reeve, 1978 Superman retro figures. And he says they blow Super7 reaction out of the water and are cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper.
Yeah, Spin Master. Look at Spin Masters. Look at Jazzwares. They do good stuff.
Yep. A World Made Cardboard. Thanks for the super chat. He says a little to help with the tariffs. Thank you, World Made Cardboard. Chad, good to see you. Love the setup, and maybe you really do have enough toys. Yeah, you could always put a couple more on those shelves. Oh my God!
I mean,
what a
come
disaster!
on, kids. I still got all this going on.
What an absolute
like,
disaster! Real quick, 600 watching on a Wednesday. Thank you so much. 535 right here on YouTube and on Twitter, on X, like 80. So
it's you know what it is? Ready?
They want to see you. They don't want to see me. I'm a shill. Okay.
I'm a rage baiting grifter. So maybe together we're the odd couple and it works. It just works.
What the hell is that? Are you doing that? Oh God, who's this? Oh no, it's the Elite Legend! Oh my God! Oh, he made a video about me today.
Yeah, let's get ready to get trademark copyrighted.
What are you doing here, Elite Legend?
An inquiry has been opened. You have been talked about in my circles, and I started digging.
Oh my God!
I don't like what turned up, and it appears that Mr. LaserPants is a shill. And I'm glad that you admitted that you shill for Valaverse, because I felt the need to confront you. And I feel that it's not too late to change your ways. You might be entrenched, but it's not too late.
You want to save me from?
I do want to save you, but I see you hanging out with individuals of this ilk, Mr. The rage baiting grifter, Chad, and you can't play both sides of the fence, Ryan. You can't.
Can't I be a fence sitter?
No. You've flown under the radar for way too long. Individuals have been sending me messages congratulating me on finally seeing the light and realizing that there was a shill amongst us.
Is this because I had Dan Who on the channel 3 years ago?
Well, that was one of the reasons that I had noticed that I hadn't seen Dan Who for a while, but I'm starting to notice a trend. Like just today, you posted a McFarlane figure.
I did.
You tagged Todd McFarlane in it.
I did. I want attention from Todd.
I think the next thing we're gonna see is you're gonna have there. There we go.
Yeah, well, Todd McFarlane. Did you come on my show, Todd?
Yeah, I don't wear any
I watched
shoes.
you on Saturday with the Mega Powers, and you were hardcore shilling for Mafex.
Yeah, I'm guilty
or
as
how
charged.
you pronounce it, Mafex. I don't know how to pronounce it. The linguistics majors could come after the Elite Legend, but how do you pronounce it?
Mafex?
Only a shill would know that.
Mafex?
Mafex.
Only a shill would know that.
Only a shill would know that. But where's the tattoo?
Oh, it was a temporary tattoo.
We had before I found out you were a shill, we had a conversation about getting matching Diamond Select teardrop.
I thought it was something else.
I'm gonna let bygones be bygones. I understand that you're a shill, but we all make our decisions in life. But
I can't shill for Diamond Select. They're gone. There's no one to give me free stuff.
Diamond Select is gone, but they're not forgotten. I actually hit up that tattoo artist that you referred me to, Marco, and we're gonna do a little reveal.
Nice.
So you guys are gonna be the first ones to see this.
God. Oh no.
All right, I'm ready.
Look at this. Oh my God! Look at that neck tattoo.
How does it look? I haven't.
Oh my! That is nuts. What does it say?
Wait a minute.
What is it?
Diamond.
Diamond.
Diamante.
It's backwards.
Diamante. What the fuck? Ramona.
Oh,
I believe your tattoo artist is a racist, right?
Oh no!
I told
Who
him
is it nowadays?
It just says Diamante.
Oh my God! Look at all that extra neck in the back.
Oh
No
my
raggarts.
God. What is it?
I don't know. Oh my God. I thought it said Geico, but yeah. All right.
This is
Liberty.
So are we enemies now, Elite?
We're not enemies, but you are now on the radar. It's
no.
fair game.
But
I do want to give you kudos for actually being ballsy enough to go into the comments. Usually only Boog does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Boog will send a message every now and then.
Yeah.
Reminding me that he's not going to respond.
Yeah, that's good. You need reminders.
Yeah.
All right. Can I finish my show now?
Yes, I'm actually going to get back to work on a long form video. The inquiry will continue.
Okay.
And I might.
Thanks for the warning.
Into you, Chad.
Thanks for the warning. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get some olives.
Now I'm gonna have to hit up some plastic surgeons because I didn't ask for a Diamante tattoo.
Yeah, that's too bad. All right, man. Later.
That was fun.
That took too long. Okay. What? Let's
gotta
listen.
move that shtick along. Let's go.
You sent this to me. Apparently, this was
this to you.
Yeah, this was at Joe Fest last year.
Yeah. So Joe Fest 2024 last year in Augusta, Georgia. Super7 was there, whatever, and they just left all of this. Yeah. So this post was making the rounds last year. You can see that the showroom floor has already been reset, and they were just left there. They were quote unquote donated. He just called it a donation and left them. All brand new IKEA cabinets from their entire display.
I gotta say, if I lived in Augusta, I'd be like, thanks for I'd be getting those things.
There were a lot of people saying like, I wish I had the ability to take these, but this is kind of an example of if you're doing so great and you're living so high on the hog, but then you start having like money issues, like are your money issues because of tariffs, or are your money issues because like you make weird ass decisions? Like, I understand this could probably become a tax write-off, but you bought all these IKEA cabinets just to leave them? I
mean, at a convention center, what are they going to do with it?
Exactly. It actually became an issue because they sat there until they could get somebody to come pick this shit up.
Yeah. Crazy, man. All right. So let's see here. Robert's Infinite Realms, thank you for the super chat. FYI, Salad Bowl of Doom was retro blasting. Oh, my bad. Thank you for clarifying that, Robert. Appreciate you, man.
It doesn't count because he didn't say actually.
Actually.
Yeah, actually. Drew G, what's up, dude?
Drew G is here. His Facebook account is not because he was hacked and it was deleted. He says, what's up, my friends? Miss you guys. What's up, Drew?
Miss you too, buddy.
Good to see you. Suka with the super chat. Super7 quality is garbage. My Ultimate's LaserPants figure had some of the loosest hips I've ever seen. Couldn't hold a pose. Just kept bending over. Oh my God. They made a LaserPants figure.
Isn't that what they call an action feature?
I didn't get a royalty for that. What the hell's going on here? By the way, we did lose about 60 people while Elite Legend was on.
Huh.
They were not having it.
Well, they might come back because, now this is...
Yeah. Valentine Toy Box Super7 leadership looks like IQ of 7. Power Turtle Buster says they took on too many licenses while saying they are a small company, then picking random characters to put out there over main characters. The Simpsons, like I said, perfect example.
Good point. Yeah, that is a good point.
Headcanon says most companies that do this take the opportunity to lay off poor performers to get rid of them, and then the high performers, i.e. highest paid, to save the real money. That leaves them with the mediocre. Yeah, he said he laid off the best of the best. The best in the industry are the ones that he laid off. That's... Well, if they're the best, hopefully that, they're not waiting too long to get a new job.
Yeah, I mean, headcanon's got a good point. If you're a company and you're gonna lay people off, you're gonna lay off the people who are like long in the tooth or who cost too much money. Generally, they go hand in hand.
Yep. Ace is here, Ramen Toy. We have not used the word tariff in any nefarious dealings. If anything, I maintain we should just wait and see. Oh, I remember other people saying that too. Versus having any knee-jerk reactions on tariffs.
Rational thought. Yeah.
Yeah. World Made of Cardboard. What is happening to Operation Longbow, Delta 17, Animal Warriors? I haven't heard. Neither have I. Do not know. But I know that the 30% tariff is actually manageable, probably with some price hikes. That's me guessing. 145% industry's over.
Yeah, no.
Stew for lunch. Thank you for the super chat, Elite Legend, and it's Chad. Oh, mama. Thank you, sir. Headcanon with the super chat.
It's Chad, and Elite Legend party crashed.
There you go. I just read this, but then he sent a super chat. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Headcanon. Appreciate you. Yeah. Oscar Rodriguez says, pour one for my homies, fool. Diamond Select, fool. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate you, man. Brandon Gash is here. Hello, Brandon. He says, tariffs and bad business practices aside, the many talented folks who were let go truly did their best under crazy circumstances. I was laid off from Super7 years ago, so I hope everyone bounces back. Absolutely.
For sure.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Just horrible to be laid off from your job, especially when you're busting your ass every day.
It sucks to be in a stressful, kind of strenuous work environment in a situation like that where something's coming and you got to work under those kind of circumstances, and then still talented people got to lose their jobs. It does suck a lot.
Yeah. Brandon, he works at Mondo now, so he's got he's making it happen. You see that Mumra they're putting out?
Yes.
Dude, I'm not even a Thundercats guy. I see that Mumra, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, but Mumra's still rad. He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome design. Yeah. It's a cool looking character. Yeah. Action Figuratorium says that's like $14 in IKEA cabinets.
Shit.
I think one of those with the glass is probably closer to like 200. Because those glass doors are a lot.
Regardless, if you're crying about tariffs, but you show a history of waste, fraud, and abuse, it's okay to point it out.
Yeah. I heard Super7 left an employee with those cabinets. Here, you take care of this, kid. We got to go.
By the way, you're laid off.
Yeah, we're taking Brian Flynn back to his private jet. And then he actually sent this as a super chat. So thank you very much, Brandon. I appreciate that, man. And oh my God. Articulated Ninja Reviews. Can you just have a normal person on and not all these damn thugs? It's always drama and sus comments and tall, intimidating people like Chad.
No.
It's true. A bunch of damn thugs. Thank you, Mr. Ninja. And then Mrs. LP is here with a comment. Lay people off and blame tariffs so I don't have to take a pay cut? That's a terrific idea, Brian Flynn. All right. And now, the moment that Chad has been waiting for. Is this pronounced Cybertron.com? Cybertron?
I want to say it's Cybertron.
Cyber? But it's not spelled cyber. It's Cyber.
Just drive on. It's okay.
They're trying to be, are they trying to be edgy?
Cybertron.
Okay, fine. We'll go with Cybertron, I guess. I don't know what that means, but we'll say it's Cybertron.com. All right. Hasbro was about to call it quits on U.S. distribution and only sell internationally for some products. Say it isn't so.
Yeah, there it is. It's right
Say
there.
It isn't so.
Mm-hmm.
Is Cybertron a reliable website? Is it a reliable source? I've never heard of it, like literally. You tell me.
I mean, I've heard of them before.
Okay. Should I read this?
Yeah.
I'm reading it then. A lot can change over a weekend these days. The CFO and COO of Hasbro, Gina Getter, was answering questions at the JP Morgan conference, and bank analysis did not waste any time asking about the impact on tariffs. This is when we learnt. Is that a word? I think it is. This is when we learnt
so,
that
real
Hasbro
quick,
had many
this is where
plans.
we learned, and Mike from Tidarium Hanger says, yeah, they're legit. So
okay.
There you go.
Oh, Tidarium Hanger. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
This is when we learned that Hasbro had many plans and strategies, and one involves simply no longer distributing product in the U.S. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, would that be... I imagine some of what they make can actually be made here in the U.S., like books, printed stuff, maybe games, cards.
Yeah. I don't know where Magic is produced. I mean,
I imagine
Willy Wonka's factory, but
I don't know where
Magic the Gathering. So
I don't know where the card factory is, but I imagine it's probably in Asia somewhere. But I know that printers here can make cards. That's like no problem. It says, while Transformers are made in Vietnam, which currently has a 10% import tax, a huge bulk of Hasbro product is still made in China, Marvel Legends, for instance. And that had an import tax of 145%. At that rate, it's basically a ban for Hasbro. Yep. Since that means more than double of costs. Yeah.
On Hasbro, not. Yeah.
On Hasbro, not on retail. Right. Prices. But yeah, Vietnam. Now, I'm hearing rumors that they are moving G.I. Joe production to Vietnam, and that's why there is so many delays, or it seems like everything's been kind of like thin with classified right now. Or maybe that's just me because I'm not buying much of it anymore. Are they moving classified to Vietnam?
I don't know.
Okay. Even redistributing the added cost among other products, including Transformers, was untenable. Oh, yeah. The 145% spreading it to Transformers, that would be nuts.
Dude, even getting those new freaking Constructicons, like, they're not cheap.
They're pricey, dude.
Yeah.
They were... It was untenable. Okay, so redistributing the added cost among other products, including Transformers, was untenable, and it was revealed that they were thinking of just not distributing to the U.S. or just not make it. And if they were to continue making the product, it would only be sold outside the U.S. This really shows...
Just not make it. There it is.
Just not make it, yeah. That really shows how important the U.S. market is to these companies. It's
G.I. Joe, man.
Yeah,
the tagline is a real American hero. As much as you want to, recoil from that, you're making 6-inch figures based on a real American hero run from 82 to 94. It's fucking a real American hero. Yeah. Say whatever you want. If you don't release those in the U.S., it's dead. What country's the largest consumer of G.I. Joe? Fucking U.S. Merc.
I mean, even in the UK, they made classified a Pulse only exclusive line.
Yeah, they made it Hasbro Pulse only. They screwed them. The people in Australia, they got it bad too. It's not like other countries around the world have the greatest access to G.I. Joe as it is. Yeah. If they would have done, okay, so these are called COAs, right? Courses of action. So there's 3 of them. Raise the prices. Like, again, we're going off the 145% tariff scare tactic. Kill it in the U.S., kill it all together, right? And again, the person that decided to pop off on me and call me a rage-baiting grifter, I never said that Chris Cox said this, because this is not Chris Cox. This is old Gina, right?
Gina Getter.
Yeah.
You going to get her? Gina Getter. All right.
Get her by the...
This is in quotes, so I believe this is a quote from Gina Getter.
Mm-hmm.
We were leveraging all of the different levers in our P&L to offset the tariff. Where pricing made sense and we thought it was tenable, we were planning to take it. And again, it wasn't like one product got everyone. And again, it wasn't like one product got everyone got the same rate. I think that's a misquote.
Yeah.
There were some products that maybe got a little, and then there were some products that were getting more. Right. There were some products that we just chose, no, we're not going to actually produce anymore because it doesn't make sense with the cost infrastructure to produce it and ship it into the U.S. She's not even specifically saying toys here, so this could be board games as well. I mean, Hasbro, this could be preschool toys, little kid toys, not necessarily just collector product, like, the 6-inch figures that they make, right?
Yeah.
She's not, I mean, it's not very specific, but I mean, I would imagine maybe collector's product would be included in that. The stuff that guys like me and you are buying, but not you, but me.
Not me. No.
Interestingly, some of the new complexity we added was some of the portfolio was only going to be for the international markets.
Yep.
Okay. Like we hadn't really ever taken that approach before where you're tailoring the product line by market, but it was something that we prepared to do at the 145% tariff scenario. So
yeah, notice how that's bracketed. So she didn't even say that. She just said at the scenario, and then they just kind of added that in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very telling, right? Like this definitely tells you where their minds are at. Like, of course, it costs them money to make this stuff, right? You got to spend money to make money, and everybody knows steel molds are expensive. All that stuff's expensive. AI art's not expensive, but they are always prepared to just hit the oh shit button at the drop of a hat. I mean, go back to, the anniversary lines of G.I. Joe, Pursuit of Cobra 50th anniversary. They made it a Toys R Us exclusive when everyone knew that Bain Capital was taking all of Toys R Us profits, putting it into other shit like JCPenney's and trying to keep other parts of, Bain Capital's portfolio going, and they ruined Toys R Us. But Hasbro was more than happy to make G.I. Joe a Toys R Us exclusive while Toys R Us was like halfway in the grave.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, darn, it's not selling. Let's just kill it.
Let's cut it. Yep. And they did.
Yeah.
I mean, it between that and Classified, how long was G.I. Joe pretty much gone for? It was a while. They had that one like weird IDW box set that came out for San Diego Comic-Con that had like Roadblock
the Revolution set that Bobby and Mark Webber worked on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it really didn't go away until about 2017.
Okay, so it was a good 4 years.
Well,
Classified.
yeah, but Classified came back in 2021, and then you had the Walmart Retro Collection. So, I mean, it's not that long. Joe always pops back. So,
sure.
I mean, Real American Hero and Sergeant Savage were both killed in '94, thanks to Ginger Kent, right, and Alan Hassenfeld. And then they immediately went over to the Kenner people in Cincinnati for G.I. Joe Extreme. And then the next thing you know, Extreme didn't work out because it sucked. And then they bring back the G.I. Joe O-rings right back to Hasbro like they didn't miss a beat. So, weird.
Is that what they're doing with Power Rangers right now? Okay, give it to Playmates, and Power Rangers is going to suck for a little while, and then maybe they'll take it back, and who knows?
I don't know, but I will always go back to my argument, and it's just an argument, right? And that just means it's to generate a conversation so we can just talk about it. It's not like I'm adamant about it, but if you're spending $500 million to license Star Wars, which is pretty much a moribund brand because Disney is just killing it, right? Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are destroying Star Wars, take it or leave it, And
Andor was good.
Okay, that's great. But, they get pissy, right? They pulled Revenge of the Sith out of theaters because it was making good money. And they're like, oh, well, we can't have a Lucas movie make more than, fucking Rise of Skywalker or Rise of Palpatine. So let's be catty. So they're spending all this money for the license for Star Wars, and they'll make Retro 5 POA, Vintage Collection, Modern Articulation, and 6-inch stuff for that to try to make back their money. But their brand that they own outright 100%, that they don't have to spend $500 million for, they're like, just give it to Super7. Now look at what's going on with Super7. Like, none of that helps G.I. Joe. And at the end of the day, they want to turn around and they just casually say, like, we were just going to fucking shit can all of it. Fine.
Yeah. Suka's right. Toys need to go back to being for kids, otherwise it's doomed. They're not capturing a new audience, a new generation. They're not. And it's not just G.I. Joe. It's a lot of stuff. Kaiju Daddy says it. The main issue is no media tie-ins on toy lines anymore. People at Hasbro thinking this is actually a good thing is why they shouldn't be running the show over there. They have to have media to bring in a new generation. It's not going to last. We're getting old.
You have a marketing director or manager or whatever that title is that says very nonchalant, it's fine that there's no dedicated media to G.I. Joe because you can just, you just put it in with your other lines because that's how it's treated. The war brand that we have that nobody really is comfortable with, and we'll roll it out just to make a couple of bucks, and then we'll abuse it, and then we'll just put it back in the closet again.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's not that I hate the 1/12 scale G.I. Joe. I just don't like the way that Joe as an IP, as the thing that shaped and changed my entire life, is abused. I don't like it.
That's why you joined the military.
I get fucking worked up about it.
I know. You do. A World Made of Cardboard. Now, I think he had to go, so hopefully he watches the replay. Have DFW Joe Show tickets gone on sale yet? Good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking two guys that don't buy tickets.
But I know they sell them at the door. People were buying them at the door last year.
I'll look it up right now. Fine, whatever.
Look it up while I read super chats, Chad. Make yourself useful.
It's fine. Okay. Yeah. I'll disengage from the show just to look something up for him. It's cool.
Thanks. Finally. Stop being a show.
Sorry, I'm busy.
The Weatherman, Ryan in parentheses. Thank you for the super chat. Super shitter taking a shit on the hobby once again. I mean, they're taking a shit on their employees, man. Articulated Ninja Reviews. Thank you for the super chat. That's good enough. He says, Mrs. LP's potato logo is way cuter than the white potato. Agreed. Because I'm hideous. Thanks, Ninja. I don't know why you'd say that about me. Zakanen with the member chat. Thank you, Zakanen. Rumbles into the stream trying to sneak in. Not good at sneaking. Sorry, Zakanen. Kaiju Daddy says... Rumble. Yeah. Kaiju Daddy says, no Joes in Japan seriously considering leaving because of the lack of product. Wait, you're going to leave Japan because of lack of toy product? That's... Boy, you got your priorities, I guess, huh? All right. I'm sure that's a joke. Okay, Justin Booth, thank you for the gifted membership. Let's see who got that. It was Wall of Nerd. Welcome to channel membership. Stay tuned for the after show if you're watching. Thank you very much, Justin Booth. And we are all caught up on the chat. Okay. So back to this.
I'm still looking. That's
all good. The article continues on. While Miss Getter states that Hasbro never took the approach of catering to different markets like that before, this is something we saw with the Transformers brand in the G1 era, where some product was only sold outside the U.S. But now that the import tax is lowered to 30% for now, they can work out different pricing strategies to continue U.S. distribution for their products with price hikes. And guess what? Classified Legends Black Series, $30. It's coming. And it's coming soon. Mm-hmm. That's my prediction. Okay, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think they're all going to $30. And Transformers, isn't a regular ass Transformer more than 30 now? They're like 35 for one of those Constructicons that are coming out. It's crazy. Though it may include raising some prices. Yes. Canadian retailer Toy Snowman says that the MSRP in Canada is not increasing for any Hasbro product.
Which is insane, right? Because Canada is the land of markup to pay for all of their social programs.
They are already way higher than the States.
Yeah.
So
like $60.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Marvel Legends up there are like $40 to $50. It's insane. That's Canadian dollars, so there's the exchange rate, but it's still a lot higher than here.
Tickets are on sale for DFW, yes, because Instead of looking, I texted Greg.
There you go.
And Scott already put it up, but yeah, I just texted Greg.
This is extremely telling for the future of the Transformers brand, though, since it confirms that Hasbro as a company will not simply keep distributing toys if it isn't financially viable. That's right. They can pivot. They can pivot away from toys. And like Chris Cox has said, digital content. They want to be a video game company. They want to be a cell phone app company.
Yeah.
There's like, how low is the overhead on that? You got one nerdy programmer making an app for Hasbro, and then they're raking in money on these.
But yeah, but I mean,
microtransactions.
look at Monopoly Go, right? It just makes money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's end it on this. Impossible Pie Productions, member for 21 months. It's Chad. Your new setup is looking awesome. Just got here. LP, you see the new hit piece by the Elite Legend. Yes, I did. He was just here. You missed it. But he is digging into my checkered past to put together a hit piece on me. A full hit piece. It's coming. Thank you, Mr. Pie. Okay. Anything else, Chad? Anything else?
I got the Paint Master for my figure.
Ooh, can you show it again? Patriot Force, USA.
Yeah, it's hard to see it, but yeah.
Cool. Are they going to do one of me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. No, they shouldn't. That's a bad business move. No one would buy it. Okay.
I'd buy it.
Well, then I might have something for you.
You guys already have figures. Like, you got a figure. Zakanian's got a figure. Those fucking mooks over on Yojo Jerk, they got figures.
They're all customs.
Yeah, I got one made out of a Dr. Manhattan.
Check out It's Chad's YouTube channel on Sunday at what time?
5 p.m. Eastern.
5 p.m. Eastern. That's 2 o'clock my time, right in the middle of the day. Thanks a lot. You are having Greg Brown on from the DFW G.I. Joe and Action Figure Show.
And then maybe one or two others, yeah.
Ooh,
but,
very nice.
Working on some stuff.
Okay, look forward to that. Monday I'm on with the Mega Powers and Zakanen, doing back-to-back shows on Monday because it's a holiday. We got the day off. Memorial Day, right? That's Monday, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Channel members, stay tuned for the after show. And until next time, Chad, sign us out.
Have an awesome day.